Hello everybody, it's me the Julie and welcome to the fourth part of the scenery editor for YsFlight, making maps and bullshit like that. So, today I'll be teaching you guys how to make the taxiway, but taxiways are really easy, so let's just start with it. Yeah, okay. Now, here's our small runway that we made previously. Now we want to add 2 more taxiways, so the people will land can get out of it and go to the terminal. You know what? I'll do the terminal too. I'll do the taxiways and I'll do the terminal. Now, for better working, we're gonna rotate our view on the other side like that, so we have a more better view, of course, because I'm doing this just for viewing. Anyways, enough talking. Now to add the runways, I mean the taxiways, what we do the same process that we did the runway. So we go to map and click on thick line. You can select a different color, maybe a lighter one, maybe a darker one, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to choose the same color as the runway. Okay, we have set the thickness. This is 100 because 30 is too really, as you can see, thin. We're gonna change the thickness down to 50, and we're gonna set the taxiways like that. Remember to create it. Yes, first taxiway. And here we have the second one. Cool. Now that our taxiways, we can make our small position. You know what? I'll add a third one. Ah, shit, the view changed. It doesn't matter. A pro should be able to work on all the views that the game has given to it. Why saying from me? Not that wise, anyways. The taxiways need 1 vector. If you want to make the taxiways look a little bit more stylish and do some crap with it, a thickness line. No, I'll talk about that later. Okay, we have set the 3 taxiways that go out of it. Looks like a giant E. Now we're gonna add the small spot in which the aircraft will stay. Okay, so we go to map, insert element, and then on the 2 drawing element, you select rectangle. Color, the same color as that. Okay, and let's just draw a rectangle. The rectangle takes up to 3 vectors. 1, 2, 2. No, not 3. 1, 2. Yeah, but I count the 1, 2, 3 dots. Okay, space. Boom. We have our small space in which the aircraft can stay. Now, I was talking about before about the curvy lines on the taxiways. We have our small 3 exitings, small 3 taxiways. But now I'm gonna place the taxiway lines, and to do that, we go to map, and then click on down to thick line. Thick line to the rescue. A thick line is usually a thickness of 1. So I'll click thickness of 1 and select this bright yellow color, and I'll select that this spot here should be the meeting place for all the outings of the this small taxiways. So 1 here, and I can draw like that. Too much curves. We have a small taxiway which looks like that. Isn't it lovely? Now we can add as many as we want. So here, boom, directly there. Space. Here, small turn, and here, space. Boom. Everything's working out fine. The A is working out fine. Mouse. Yeah, mouse. We've made now from an E, we made it to a B with all the taxiway lines that we've done. Of course, you're not gonna make like taxiway lines do like this. You're gonna work them out, do them correctly. I'm just doing this for tutorial purposes. Anyways, now I set the meeting spot. Where is the house, or the big house of the airplane, or the big house of the people, which should go in and do the check-in and all of that? And that, of course, is called the terminal. So a terminal is basically done in two ways. There are ground objects, which I'll be talking in the next tutorial, and we have the low lag version of terminals, which are done using the elevation grids. So what we do to make the elevation grid, we go again, edit, insert, and elevation grid. Now you can choose a spot for the terminal, and I'll select here, here, and here. Okay, I didn't make it parallel, so here, here. We're going close there, close there. Now we've set the elevation grid, and do the terminal. On the insert elevation grid window, we do the 1 by 1. Number of grids in X, 1. Number of Z's in 1. In grids in Z, 1. Click here, select the color. I'll do, I don't know, like that color or that color. It doesn't matter. The color is not important in this part. Once you hit space, we have a small elevation grid. Now, to lift the elevation grid up, we use the method I told you before. Hold Control and click on the sides of the square. Not like that, on the sides. Corners. We have our 4 nodes selected, and what we do is we go to elevation grid, move selected nodes. Just set it into the 3D space like that for better working. Grab that little penis and draw it up. Ta-da! We have a terminal. And you're like, what the fudge? The terminal doesn't look like that. That is really bad. I don't like the terminal because it has no other faces. And you're really right. It has no faces at all. Now, to show those faces, there is a really practical way. What we do is we go to elevation grid, show/hide sidewall, like that. Click it. Now I'm going to click on all of these checkboxes here. We have a small white rectangle appear. And what that rectangle means is that we can select the color of the sidewalls. Click it, and I'll do mine like a really dark red here. Maybe like that. Here. Here. It's too bright, will hurt our eyes. Anyways, that doesn't matter at all. Let them die. Hit OK, and we have a small elevation grid. Look like that. Oh my god, isn't it lovely? When it has like faces and all. And we have the elevation grid that I was talking about before. So let's say I make a terminal. It has a white, a gray top and a red outings, red walls. Okay, not outings, red walls. You can change the color of that by, for example, now I've encountered this problem really much. People do like make a object like that. They make an object. Let's say they do the runway, and they want to change the color of the runway. They're like, oh my god, how do you change the color of the runway? I just did it. It's not possible to change it anymore. It is actually possible, and it's actually really easy. What you do is you select the item that you want to color, and then you go to map, paint all, like that. I've selected the color here, and it doesn't work on the elevation grid. There's something to keep on the mind, not on the mind. Bad grammar there. It doesn't work on elevation grid, but I'll try and show it to you on somewhere else. I don't know. Just select an item, map, select item, and I'll click on, I don't know, this giant rectangle here where all the aircraft sit. I've clicked it, and what I do is I go to map. I'll change the color, of course, to this really bright green. Go to map, paint all, and we have a really greeny ones. Now it is because I was talking about you before about that map in the first tutorial. That means that everything included on this pink square, or what we have added before. For example, we have the taxi lines, the taxiway, the place where everything sits. It's on a special map, on a box. For example, there's a box with full of this are the things that are in here. There's a box for the whole runway. There's a box for all the terminals and the ground objects. And the paint all will paint the map. We'll paint the box, the inside of the box. We'll paint all the inside of the box. As you can see on the top here, because the text was part of this box, it is painted also. Anyways, that's it for my 4th tutorial. Click here, wherever it is. I don't no idea where I'm gonna place it. I'm just gonna do here, and to watch my 5th tutorial on ground objects. Lots of love.